Destiny 2's been out for almost a few months now, and there's been some pretty mixed discussion about it online. There have been complaints about all kinds of things, like the lack of endgame content and the limited use of cosmetic shaders, which, trust me, is a big deal. And to make things worse, one player has actually recently discovered that the game's XP system slows down your progress the more you play the game.
In a thread on the Destiny subreddit, a Redditor going by the name of Energizer X discovered the XP system in Destiny 2 does not reward players like it should. Now, in Destiny 2, once a player hits max level, instead of leveling up, they will get something called a bright engram whenever they fill the XP bar. A bright engram is Destiny 2's name for a loot box. Bright engrams contain cosmetic items, emotes, and an in-game currency called bright dust, which can be exchanged for more cosmetics and emotes. But bright engrams can also be bought using an in-game currency called silver, and silver can be bought in predetermined quantities using real-world money. Well, Reddit user Energizer X found out that Destiny 2 has a hidden XP scaling system, which reduces the amount of XP you can earn in short spaces of time.
Energizer said, quote, "There is a hidden scaling factor that ramps up as you earn XP more quickly. The scaling factor will increase at least to the point where you're only really earning 4% of what you should. Public events will only ever earn you 50% of what they say, as the end of event XP alone is enough to trigger a 50% scaling factor." So this basically means the more XP you get in a short time span, then the less impact it'll have on your progress towards the next bright engram. Energizer figured out the game had a hidden scaler by measuring the amount of pixels in the game's XP bar at the bottom of the screen. Over 3 hours of gameplay, Energizer estimated he should have earned enough XP to unlock 1.5 more bright engrams than he actually did. After sharing his findings with the Destiny subreddit, some members of the community came to the conclusion that Bungie and Activision are limiting XP to encourage the purchase of bright engrams using real-world cash.
Now this right here is what I call the loot box grind. Intentionally putting in a grind into the game, they're slowing your progress, they're throttling your progress on the XP bar the more that you play it, just so that you slow down from getting those oh so valuable loot boxes. And why are they doing that? They're doing that so that you're more likely to purchase a loot box or purchase the silver in order to buy yourself an engram, because they don't want you playing and earning XP like you should, because that would be awful, Mike, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Earning XP? That's awful. Horrible idea.
Playing the game? I don't think so. It's not entirely dissimilar to Star Wars Battlefront 2, which came out a couple of weeks ago. That's got like a single-player version of the online where you play against bots or AI, which is absolute shite, let me tell you. But anyway, there's a cap on that. They've put a cap on that, so you can only earn XP to a certain point or whatever. You can only earn credits to a certain point before they cap you, because otherwise you just grind that and play that all day, and then you won't have to spend any real money on the loot boxes in that game because you've got tons of credits. They're just artificially making the loot boxes valuable by doing that, because they know that they are utterly valueless. If you play the game enough, you don't have to spend any money on them. So they have to put a cap in place to artificially make the loot box worth something, which it isn't.
Bungie were quick to respond to the Destiny 2 controversy, and they published a statement on their blog which read, quote, "We've seen community discussion around XP gain in Destiny. After reviewing our data, we agree that the system is not performing the way we'd like it to. Currently, XP will scale up when playing longer or fixed duration activities like Crucible competitive multiplayer matches and the Leviathan raid, and the XP will scale down when playing activities that can be quickly, repeatedly chained like grind in public events. We are not happy with the results, and we've heard the same from the community. Effective immediately, we are deactivating this system." As soon as this gets highlighted in the media, like they're quickly shutting it. Oh, we're changing it straight away. Just like someone getting caught with their pants down, isn't it? It's like, oh, sorry, I'm going to stop it straight away. Indulge me if you will. Some guy's having an affair, right? And he's, banging some other chick, and his wife walks in and he says, oh, don't worry, I'm not going to do this anymore. Don't worry, it's fine. It's all fine now. It's just ignore. It's all fine now.
What a great guy.
The shit analogies aside, what I want to discuss is the fact that they said they're reviewing their data and they're not happy with how it performs, but they in no way go into any detail as to why this was throttled, or the XP was throttled in the first place. There's no explanation there. The other part of the code, which we haven't read, it says, we're letting you look under the hood. No, you're not. You're not explaining exactly why it was in the first place.
And why? Why did you want it to do this at all? It's exactly what you were saying earlier. It's just artificially making the loot boxes valuable. It's just hand in hand with the loot box system. You've got to have a grind in there, because otherwise the loot boxes are valueless. They need to be valuable. They need to be worth people's money, because the other option is loads of time. Everyone can see what's going on, but they just won't reference it because they they know that it's bad what they're doing, or not bad, but at least kind of slightly insulting to your community. Bungie's statement went on, quote, "As a result, players will see XP earn rates change for all activities across the board, but with all values being displayed consistently in the user interface. Over the course of the next week, we will be watching and reviewing XP game data to ensure that these changes meet our expectations as well as yours. Any additional updates to the system will be communicated to you via our official channels." They've completely got rid of this, and as Gaz was saying, it's just like as soon as they've been caught, they've gone, oh yeah, we're not doing it anymore, it's gone, don't worry about it. They've done that, but also they've doubled the actual base cost of bright engrams. They now cost 16,000 XP, which is actually double what they used to cost, which is not good. So it's kind of, they've exactly what these companies always do. They take with what is it? They give with one hand and take with the other. That wasn't hard, was it? They give with one hand and take with the other. And that's exactly what they've done here. And that wasn't part of the statement, by the way, the doubling. That was in a tweet, I think. So they just tweeted that out separately, saying, oh, and by the way, we've doubled the cost of bright engrams.
So as a result, all they've done is that they've paid lip service. They've changed the narrative in the headlines, exactly what EA did the other week.
Yep.
They've changed the story on all the news articles. Oh, they're no longer throttling the XP, everything's fine. But it's not, because what they've done, like Mike said, they've given with one hand but taken with the other. They've balanced that out by making a really shitty change by doubling the price of bright engrams in order to balance everything out. So the net effect is probably zero to them. Everything's exactly the same. It's still grindy because it's twice the price. For all the people who say that loot boxes don't cause any harm to games, they don't change anything, you can just ignore them. This blows that argument out of the water. These are the changes that they make to our games. This is how these games get completely ruined by their greed.
Well, yeah, if Battlefront 2 wasn't enough for you the last couple of weeks, then now there's this. I mean, how much more evidence do you want? Loot boxes, like cosmetic or not, cosmetic only or not, they ultimately f***ing suck. Okay, so Bungie's changed the way the actual XP is earned in Destiny 2's endgame. Now, what do you make of their changes and their actual statement and their reaction to all this? Let us know down in the comments. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, and please do subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this every single day. There's another video right there which you could check out right now, and the link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. See you next time.